Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We had a successful week in animal rescue this past week. Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill was able to raise $1,200 in their Buy a Butt, Save a Mutt campaign with the help of good old boys and also all the volunteers that sold the meat for a couple of weeks. We had $600 that went to the Sylacauga Animal Shelter, and $600 of that went to the new Coosa County Animal Shelter. We'll have Dennis Hill on the show in a couple of weeks to talk about their progress with that shelter. And we've got pictures up of our fun day that we had on Saturday. A lot of people came to pick up their meat there at the shelter, and we got to take a lot of the dogs out for walks and bring them out into the playpen so they got to get some fresh air. And also this past week, Feral Dogs, they were able to get 29 dogs to shelters or to rescues in other states so that they could have a good ability to be adopted there. And even though they were able to get 29 out this past week, the shelter is still full. We have 60 plus dogs at the shelter right now. And so that was a great thing for us to be able to get there on Saturday and get some of the dogs out to play and have a good time. If you're in the market to add a dog or cat to your family, please think about the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. If you have questions, then you can call the shelter. You can contact Feral Dogs of Avondale because they have volunteers there throughout each week to check on the dogs and to take pictures and to do videos. So you can get some good information about the different dogs that are available. And with Feral Dogs, we talked about the 29 that left. I think it's a good thing to let everyone know the number of dogs that Feral Dogs has saved since 2015, and it's close to 9,000 dogs. So keep that in mind. We've had 9,000 dogs leave this area to go to other rescues in other states. So, if you have the ability to adopt, please help volunteer, because they can't exist without people and the community and supporters. And that is why I have my guest on the show today. We have Megan Boggan of Diamond Fitness. Megan and her family are supporters of the shelter, supporters of Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. So Megan, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
So tell our viewers a little bit of information about who you are.
So like you just said, I own Diamond Fitness, but we also own, my family, we own Good Old Boys. And we have always just been really involved with Feral Dogs. That holds a special place for us. So we're just big animal people. I've got 2 kids. I have 2 boys, a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. So we're definitely, we're all pet people. So.
That's good. And that's good that the boys get to be around your dogs and cat and
yes.
your other creatures that we will talk about. Now, did you grow up with animals? Did you?
Actually, I did not. My parents had allergies, so I wasn't allowed animals until almost my teens, and we ended up with 1 dog. So, and that dog, he was 20 years old when he passed. So
wow.
But for the most part, no, I didn't have animals. I guess that's kind of why I was like, I'm going to have as many as I can collect now.
Now, what got you into animal rescue? Do you recall hearing about Feral Dogs? How did you find out about the situation here in town?
So when I moved here, I had actually just stopped working at the Birmingham Zoo.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist there. That was my first love. That's when I grew up. I knew I wanted to feed animals. That's what I didn't know what it was called until I got a little bit older. And then when we got here, anything to do with animals, if it comes across my way, I want to help. I want to see what I can do.
So before we get into all the pictures and talk about your dogs, you had mentioned that with the zoo you worked with reptiles some, and
yes.
You have 2 bearded dragons.
I do. So they're my son's dragons, but Mama takes care of them. So I do like reptiles. I don't mind having them, and bearded dragons. I think especially the dragons and the lizards are really cool. So to give my kids something to learn to take care of, they picked out 2 bearded dragons. So we have 2. We have 2 cages, and we go through the whole process of feeding them and everything. So
okay. Now you have the 2 dogs, and we'll show some pictures here of your dogs in a moment. How old are your dogs? Well, there's the 2 dogs right there with you.
Yes. And so Zara is going on 9. She's a Dane. She's a Great Dane. And then the little one there is Lula, and she is going on 3.
Okay. Now, is it, as it so often happens, is Lula the ruler of
She is not.
She's not.
God love her. I don't think all her pistons fire. She's cute as can be, but Zara the Dane is definitely the ruler of my house. She is the alpha in the home. She will tell you exactly, and she actually gets onto her. If I am getting onto Lula, she steps in and finishes it. Like she'll kind of mouth her and tell her no.
So she's your little sidekick,
or
your large sidekick.
She's my large sidekick. She gets onto the children. She gets onto my husband. She's definitely an extension of me. But the main person in my house is my cat.
Okay.
She is going on 15. I've had her longer than anybody else, my husband or my kids. So she's been with me through it all. She is the ruler of the house. But she doesn't do anything. I mean, even if a bug was to walk past it, she'll just let me know. She's like, I'm not getting this today. You need to get this bug, but it's there, Mom. She's a mess.
So does she put Zara in her place at least, or is she?
She will, but usually she just stays away from her.
Okay.
So Zara came in the picture afterwards, but she just kind of walks past her and looks at her and then walks on. That's about it. There's no interaction between the cat and anybody else. Even though the cat does enjoy, from the cage is my son's bed. Mm-hmm. So she'll sit on the bed and stare at the bearded dragons. And, my husband's always like, she's going to eat it. I'm like, no, I don't think it's because she wants to eat it. I think she just wants to watch it. So she just sits on the bed and looks at the dragons.
That's good. That's kitty TV for her.
Yes,
have the bearded dragons.
I don't know how the dragons feel about it, but she quite enjoys it.
I'm sure they're fine. I bet they could hold their own with a cat.
Oh, absolutely. Because they're about a foot, so they're good size.
Yeah. So how much does Zara weigh? That is a big dog.
So she's 150 pounds.
Okay.
And everybody always asks, how much does she eat? She eats 4 scoops a day. 4 scoops of food a day. Danes don't eat a whole lot, so she might do 5 depending, but especially with her older age, she's backed off. Danes have a big tendency to have mobility problems, and so we have to be very careful, and she already is starting to get hip mobility problems.
Okay.
So we got her from a backyard breeder that shouldn't have ever been breeding, and we took her on, and she's had lots of surgeries in her life. Okay. So she's got a rare foot pad disease where the pads of her feet disintegrate. They don't crack, they're actually disintegrating. Okay. She's been through a lot of vets, even from out of state, and they can't figure out why. So.
And what do you have to do to protect her with that kind of problem?
Well, that's why in some of those pictures you saw that her feet were wrapped, but we have really just kind of been let it go natural. We keep them clean. There's really no meds or anything that helps, but thankfully in the last year or so it's really cleared up. Before it looked like there were bloody footprints everywhere, but it's cleared up.
Wow, she's so fortunate to have you, and that is also a testament to needing to have reputable breeders for different dogs.
Absolutely. Because her eyelids had to be done, her tail. It's just kind of been a long trip for her, but she's spoiled. So.
Now you said she's 9. Now how old are your boys?
12 and 6.
Okay, so one of them was around when she first came into the picture, and then she got to hang out with baby with that. Now, with her being such a big dog, do you have any interesting stories about getting her places? Or
oh, absolutely. Anywhere we go, I guess people, get real like, look at the Dane coming out of the car, but we do take her places, especially when she was a little bit more younger. Mm-hmm. She went camping with us, or we'd take her out to Wind Creek, or and everybody wants to, hey, can I ride that dog? Everybody's got the jokes. We put the little costume on her. She'll have a little squirrel that rides her. It's a costume, and but she loves to camp. So they're really good dogs. I mean, they're a great dog, big dog. They are very protective. So they're very protective of me and my children.
Okay.
The little one, God love her. I don't think she knows what's going on half her day, but she just kind of follows around, but she's super sweet.
So how do they do with camping? You said that they both like to be inside dogs.
Yes, they do wonderful with camping.
Okay.
They are not outside dogs. They want to go pee and come back inside. Walking is a joke. Neither one want to walk, which is hilarious because I'm very athletic and neither one of my dogs are athletic. So they both come in. They're all females. It's an all-female house. Mm-hmm. I figured we had enough testosterone with my husband and my 2 boys, so the animals are females. But they come back inside and they hang out and they'll chill. The Dane, as she's gotten older, she definitely just lays around. The cat, that's a joke. She does nothing. And then the little Peanut, she just kind of follows us around.
Just does whatever.
Yes. Her name's Lulu, but everybody calls her Peanut.
So you mentioned your fitness side.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about Diamond Fitness. Tell us how you got into fitness.
So a couple of years ago, well, pretty much right after my son, my father-in-law passed away from a massive heart attack. Okay. And we were all, me and my husband, our family, we really, fitness and health was just not on our radar. We just didn't really take care of ourselves. We enjoyed everything. And owning a barbecue restaurant kind of, you eat whatever you want and do whatever you want. So that kind of was a wake-up call to me. So, and kind of put us in a depression state. So we got into fitness, started taking some classes and working out. And at the time, since there's no place here with childcare, I was having to go to Birmingham for childcare because I had a son. So I would drive all the way up there, put him in childcare, give myself 2 hours, and I would work out. And I don't know, something just clicked for me. I started to really enjoy yoga, and then it just grew from there. So.
And you do lots of different classes at Diamond. So you have yoga and Zumba and Les Mills classes and bungee. So tell us a little bit about all the different classes.
So yoga is my first love. I teach regular basic yoga, and then yoga has different styles. I try to stay with the vinyasa style, which is just a nice flow. I teach for all levels. Mm-hmm. I also offer chair yoga, which is being able to accommodate anybody that wants to do yoga just in the chair. And then I have Zumba. Of course, it's a dance class. Everybody loves the dance class. That's probably my most popular. And then Les Mills with body pump and core, which are all strength training. We have a cardio room. So we have lots of options. And then I try to teach for all levels. And especially the facility is both for men and women, but the whole point was catering towards group classes and childcare.
Well, you have such a beautiful facility and great classes, and you're certified to teach all those. So I know you're busy all the time, keeping up your certification and
absolutely
taking care of the family and taking care of all the businesses.
And I try to, we bring the little dog to work sometimes. My kids are always at work, but I try to bring the little dog. Big dog doesn't get out much anymore, but Lulu will come to work and visit everybody. So, but yeah, we're always busy. We've got the restaurants and the workout place.
So where is Diamond Fitness? Give us the address.
2555 Forest Glen Road.
Okay, and you're right there, the corner of Forest Glen and 280.
Yep, sitting right on 280.
And is that Oak Grove Baptist Church that you're right across Forest Glen from?
Yes, Oak Grove Baptist Church, yes. And then I've got the businesses up top. I've got MG Tans and Dr. Spears from Childersburg with CPC Aesthetics and Wellness, and Emily with Salon 31.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you have classes for all levels of fitness. Mm-hmm. You also have started offering silver sneakers?
Yes, so our program is actually called Glitter Sneakers. It's $10 a month for 55 and over, and it gives you unlimited access to my facility. $10 a month, you can come to as many classes as you choose. Okay. And then we also have the Renew Active, which is through United Healthcare. It's a free membership. So you just activate through your own insurance, and then we accept it, and it's free.
And if someone's interested in trying a class of any age or any level of fitness, how do they do that?
So they can stop by. We love when people stop by because a lot of people, when you tell them it's a gym, they don't really visualize it. So we love for people to come by and see us, and we'll give you tours, or you can reach us at diamondfitnessgym.com, which is our website, or call us, which is 256-487-62222.
Okay. Now, you also are able to sign up for classes online. You can buy the different packages. Mm-hmm. Go through the pricing. What kind of packages do you have?
Yeah, so like I said, the glitter sneakers is $10 a month if you're 55 and over. And then we have the basic package, which is $25 a month. It gives you unlimited access to all my classes, the cardio room, the shower, and then 35 adds the tanning beds and the tranquility room, which is the deep shiatsu massage chair, which everybody loves that. And then childcare goes from there. For one kid, it's an extra $12 to your package, so you're looking at about $48 a month.
Okay, so that's great. And like I said, Megan has a beautiful facility there on 280, Diamond Fitness. She has some great classes. My husband Jonathan and I both go to those classes there, and we really enjoyed it. She's got a very welcoming, a lot of people that we talk to through our chiropractic office, they're a little bit scared to go and try different things, but there's nothing scary about Diamond Fitness. It's a very welcoming place, and you've got so many options with different levels of fitness. And in the classes, people are very welcoming, and you can just enjoy working out and getting your health back to where it belongs. And
that's right. And that's kind of when we did group classes, is that we will help you from start to finish. We're there to guide you from beginning to end. If you don't know where to start, we'll help you.
That's great. Well, we appreciate all you've done for feral dogs in the shelter, and we also appreciate the fact that you saw a need in the community for a fitness facility like you've produced. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, we thank you for coming on the show. So please join us next week. We are going to have a representative from PetSense. They have an adoption event coming up there, and we'll be able to talk to them about the different services and the different products that they offer at PetSense. And remember, if you have any questions about any of the dogs at the shelter, please check on Feral Dogs' Facebook page. They have videos, they have pictures on there. You can also email them at theferaldogsofavondelemill@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us.